My next KvK in Rise of Kingdoms has been officially announced. A Warriors Unbound KvK, and it's got a lot of high power AC kingdoms and even an Imperium kingdom. So if you're interested in my KvK, the opponents, who we're fighting, the kill points and power on each side, my predictions of who might win, and my own personal goals, commanders going into the KvK, my kills, deads, all that stuff, and also all the information about Warriors Unbound, you want to stick around till the end of the video. Now let's start off today's video by going over who is actually in my KvK and how it's going to be structured. And it's going to be quite a simple KvK. We're going to do a top versus bottom KvK. So it's just going to be the light camp, the nature camp, and the water camp versus fire, earth, and wind. That is a very, very simple lineup, top versus bottom. Definitely will be quite fun. Obviously, the sandwich kingdoms, not as fun for them, so earth and also nature, but it is what it is. So when we're looking at it, the top row, which is fire, earth, and wind, as you can see on screen, they have 1,093 billion power and 22,987 billion kill points. And at the bottom, we've got 1,247 power and 24,398 billion kill points. So the bottom row, which is who I'm personally fighting with because I am in light camp, we do have slightly more power and we do have slightly more kills, but the top row do have the Imperium Kingdom. So that definitely is quite important to keep in mind. Now, as for what the fights are really going to be looking like, to start off the KvK, I'm just going to quickly go to a Warriors Unbound map. So to start off our KvK, the first fight we're going to see is on the side of the map here, on both sides of the map, to be fair. And it's going to be a pretty interesting first fight, at least for my kingdom. I'm in 1534, we're in the light camp, which is this bottom section here. And our opponents, well, also with our allies, 2426, our opponents are going to be 3217, which is an Imperium Kingdom. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this goes. I will be quite honest, we do have much higher kill points and about double the power of our allies, and we're almost on par with kill points as 3217. They also are a much younger Imperium, so I don't know what their performance is like. Of course, they've got more power than us, that is quite obvious, but when we put our allies together, we do have around 40 billion more power than 3217. Now, I don't know how Zone 4 or 5 would go. I've never really seen our kingdom up against an Imperium by themselves. We've had we've had two camps support us take out an Imperium. That's happened before, but I've never seen us by ourselves with a weaker kingdom, which I think 24-26 would be around a B-seed kingdom. I don't think we've done a B-seed, A-seed team up against an Imperium yet. So I think a lot will definitely ride on how well 24-26 goes. I doubt we'll be able to solo 32-17 in our kingdom. We've definitely got a lot of power. We've got a lot of kill points. We're pretty much at the same kill points. It's just a matter of, can we really solo them, especially when they're about 120 million power more than us? I do doubt it. But with our allies, if we do fight well, I could see this being a winnable zone. But this zone 5, I like to call this zone 5 here, certainly is winnable for both sides. I could see the Imperium side winning. I could definitely see our kingdom winning as well, purely just simply because it is dependent on how well 32-17 fights. Again, I've never really seen the kingdom in action, and also how well our kingdom and our allies fight. So we'll have to see when that comes around. I don't really have a predicted winner. If we go off the stats, which is really a bad thing to do in KvK, but if we do go off the stats, we are technically projected to win because we got more kill points, we got more age, and we've got more power overall. But it does, again, come down to, are we really that much stronger than the Imperium? And the chances are, maybe not, but maybe so. We'll just have to see. As for the other fight, it's going to be just around like a couple of A-seeds fighting. We're going to have 2638 and also 2379 on the enemy side up top here, fighting against our allies in 1903 and 1152. So again, we are projected to win that. We do have more power and more kill points, but that is just, again, depending on how well those kingdoms fight. I don't really know 1903 that much. I don't really know 1152 that much, and nor do I know their opponents that much. So we'll have to wait and see. Some reason I thought 1903 was an Imperium. Maybe they were at some point, but they definitely aren't an Imperium right now. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes again, but it is definitely an interesting Zone 5. Moving into Zone 6, there probably won't be any fighting here. It just means that we'll have a fairly quiet Zone 6. I don't see any kingdoms that could access the same Zone 6. There are a lot of Zone 6s here. So I do see this as being more of an allied thing, and there's going to be no real issues with Zone 6 on either side. So there shouldn't be any Zone 6 fighting. Moving into Zone 7, though, we may see some fighting with our allies on this side of the map, but I don't think we'll have any fighting on this side of the map over here where we might be fighting. As you look in the map on the top right corner, it doesn't look like they could fight us here. I don't know exactly how the passes do open, but it does look like there wouldn't be any fighting as we move into the final zone, and then it will be the final Kingsland fight, and obviously past 7 as well, which is going on right now over here. There is definitely a good chance of there being some fighting there, but Kingsland will be the final fight to decide who wins the KvK. Now, before we go over on my personal goals and stuff, I would just like to talk about Warriors Unbound. I have played this KvK format before, I've streamed it a lot before, and it's probably one of my most favorite-ish KvK formats. It is definitely the top one that I've played, besides the only other one being Storm of the Stratagems, which I think is better. I think that Warriors Unbound is one of the better KvK formats, purely because it's really, really simple. It's normal Rise of Kingdoms fighting, there's no real big gimmick to it, and the good thing is, the only real gimmick is that you've got instant rally launches. I'm pretty sure that is one of the special content you get, and it is kind of just a cool thing to have. So you'll notice that when it comes down to this KvK, I think, and maybe I'm mixing it up for another one, but I'm pretty sure that in Warriors Unbound, counter rallies are an instant launch thing, which I think is very fun, and I definitely enjoyed playing it with that. Other than that, there is access to artifacts in Warriors Unbound, which is also super, super cool, and then there's also the usual crystal mines and stuff, which you don't care about. And then also stuff like things such as building occupation or attack testimonies. That is all normal, but in my opinion, I definitely enjoyed Warriors Unbound when I did it. I don't know if I'm mixing up the counter rallies, but I swear they had instant counter rallies. I might be wrong, but then again, definitely was a fun KvK format when I played it. Obviously, the artifacts will make some interesting rallies for both sides, both ours and our enemies. A lot of new combos to mess around with. For me, they're not very impactful as a pure archer account, but I know a lot of players do enjoy the ability to mix and match their troop types and run stuff like Nevsky Scipio or Boudica with, let's say, Joan. Stuff like that is always really fun to do, but we will notice that it is not the most common or overpowered thing for my account at least. So I'm not that excited for the artifacts, but I know a lot of people do enjoy them, and I don't mind them. It just adds different combinations on the field and makes it quite fun. But overall, I do like this format. It's not a really bad one. It's not a really different one, which I don't really like the crazy different formats. I like the simplicity of Rise of Kingdoms sometimes, and I think that this format really does give it a lot of new and different content for KvK, but also a lot of still basic rallying flags, fighting on the open field, all that fun stuff, compared to, like, let's say, the Shifting Gears KvK, which is just completely different to anything we've ever seen. So there is definitely that simplicity I like about Warriors Unbound, and overall it is one of my higher rated KvK things that I do enjoy. So I'm definitely excited to do this KvK, and it's up there on one of the formats I like to play the most. Now, the next thing I would like to discuss is my own personal account goals. Last KvK, I'm just going to say it, hopefully my king doesn't get mad at me, it was pretty much a recovery KvK, let's be realistic. I didn't fight at all, I was A, super busy, so it was definitely a convenient timing for a recovery KvK, and B, most of our kingdom just wasn't fighting. This KvK though, I know our requirements are going to be very harsh, and we're pretty much going to get hammered. So I'm going to definitely have to push this account quite far, and since I'll hopefully be on the holidays during this KvK, my holidays did start today. By the time we start fighting, we might just be able to start Zone 5 when I'm on holidays. I'm going to shoot for the big, hopefully 2 billion. I'm going to fight as hard as I can. I've got resources for days. I've got speed ups for years, literally. I mean, there's a lot of speed ups in here. It's the most I think I've ever had. I think I'm in a position to get around 500 million kill points as long as I remain quite active. Gold definitely will be my only, like, drawback resource, but because I am an archer main, I've got all this food I never use, so I'll probably trade most of the food off. Anyone in my kingdom watching, DM me if you want to trade food for gold. I am going to need a lot more gold. But other than that, I think my account should be pretty set to fight pretty damn hard. And as long as we don't miserably lose, which the KvK looks relatively balanced to me, I see me being able to hit 2 billion kill points relatively easily. On top of that, I of course have a few more troops than normal. I think I'll train some infantry leading up into the KvK. I would probably train like 100, 200,000 infantry, and I might train a bit more calves. Archer-wise, I'm pretty stocked up on archers. I think it's in an okay position. Siege-wise, I deleted most of my tier 4 siege. We just had to, so I think I have to delete like another 8,000 soon. But other than that, my account looks okay. I think this is a decent amount of troops to have. I can easily hit my million deads on it. I'd kill all my infantry and calves super easily if we fight a lot. which, I mean, it's pretty much a guarantee, and I should be able to get like 12.3, 12.4 million dead. So that would be a nice goal for me. If we're winning a lot, I'm definitely happy to kill more troops. If we're losing by quite a lot, I might not kill as many, especially if it's a downtime. I'm often playing in downtime, so if it's a downtime, I might not swarm kill all my troops, but if it is an uptime and we're winning, I'm happy to fill flags ridiculously, just because it is a slightly better trade. Of course, I'll still fill flags and I swarm rallies and stuff in the downtime, but I'm not as frugal with I'm a bit more frugal, sorry, with my troops. So when it comes to just fighting in the KvK, my goals are around 500 million kill points and around 1 to 1.2 million deads. Going into the KvK, my marches are going to be relatively similar to my last KvK, even though I didn't really stream my last KvK. My marches this time, we're going to go with a Henry with a YSG, a Zhulang with a Herman Prime, and a Boudica with a Sherbani Pal. If the new Archer command is released during the KvK, which I do think is going to happen, Henry might get benched, maybe YSG gets benched, or maybe Boudica gets benched. One of those three commanders has a chance of being benched. I think Henry or YSG has the highest chance, just for Shajar to come in my murder ball. And then if I can get also the new Archer Garrison, who I'll probably expertise because he has some field usability, he can also replace at that point YSG, and I would just run Shajar with the new big YSG instead of running normal YSG. So the new Archer Garrison with Shajar would be my other Archer combo. Shajar would be the secondary in that situation. That means Henry YSG would end up benched, but I won't be able to expertise the Garrison Commander during the KvK. I'll have to expertise him after, because I only have like 750, 760 gold heads, 763, so I can't actually double expertise the new archers, but I will be able to slowly work on them, and of course in KvK you get more gold heads, so I should be able to expertise him a little bit quicker. But that means when we go into the KvK, Zhulang, Herman, Boudica Prime, Sherbani Pal, and Henry YSG will be my marchers, and that's pretty much the top 3 marchers in the game at the moment, for archers at least. So that is what we're going to be looking at. Equipment-wise, my sets are almost completed. Zhulang has his full legendary set. Henry has his full legendary set. Boudica Prime has her full set, except I accidentally made these Dragon Van braces on stream as well. I made a whole stream for them, and I forgot I was not meant to make these. They were meant to be an, I think it's a Vast Control or something. I might have to actually scrap these, as dumb as it sounds. Unless I go for a Dragon Breath helmet, but then that ruins my set. So Boudica's equipment, it's kind of scuffed, but it is technically in an okay position. It's just like I'm missing 1 or 2% stats. So Boudica, not the best, but definitely not the worst either. And it is looking to be in a pretty decent situation as well. As for my role in the KvK, of course, I'm going to be open field fighting. That's the main thing my account does. If we have instant counter rallies though, I am going to sign up to do counter rallying on my account. So I will sign up to do counter rallies if we have counter rallying as an available thing, as an instant thing. If it's not, we're pretty much never going to counter rally because counter rallying is a bit slow. I didn't even click shifting gears. But I will definitely sign up to do counter rallying. Our kingdom has a whole thing where you have to sign up to be a rally. I'll sign up, and if we're doing counter rallies and stuff, I'm willing to spend a bit more on Crystal Tech, just to, of course, make sure our rally doesn't get demolished. So Crystal Tech wise, I might buy a couple pop-ups. I'll definitely buy the Gem Mine. I'll definitely buy the Season Pass, and I'll hopefully finish it this time because I never do. But I'll definitely buy the Season Pass, and I'll work my way towards it. So that is definitely the main things I'll spend money on. If I'm counter rallying, I'll get like 5 or 6 pop-ups, maybe a bit less. If I'm not, I will get the normal stuff I normally get, which is 50% Mind Speed and the Season Pass for crystals. And then I will get the fake Lucerne Scrolls, but the Crystal Edition. So that will be the 2 things I buy if I'm not counter rallying. But if I am counter rallying, that is pretty much I'm going to spend a little bit more money just to be a little bit more competitive. But otherwise, I'll stick to a normal amount. Counter rally wise, if I do a rally, it'll probably just be a Henry, a Sherbani Pal, or Henry with a Zhulang, whatever it may be. Something along those lines would be my main counter rally. Henry or Sherbani Pal, probably most likely rally that I'll do, just because it is a bit tanky and it's got decent single target with a bit of AoE and a bit of anti-swarm. So that'll be my main counter rally. But there's a chance I just don't even get on the counter rally list. So if it is an option, I'll sign up for it, but I don't think I'll be rallying flags or anything. My Crystal Tech just won't be nearly good enough, but I definitely will do some counters if I do get given that option. And city rallies, you don't need to sign up for. So if there's a city rally, you know, if I'm live, I'm definitely going to rally that. So keep that in mind. I am going to do a bit of rallying if I get the chance, just because I have rally commanders. They're mainly used for the field, but if I have them, I can use them. And I've got the best Archer rallies expertise. So definitely, it is an option available to me, and I will sign up for it this KvK. So now that you've made it to the end of the main parts of today's video, I'll quickly mention a few things about how I'm going to live stream in the KvK, because I haven't done many live streams recently. I'm definitely going to get back on a more active live stream schedule just because I'm in KvK. Of course, I have more stuff to stream about, and also I'm on holiday, so I've got way more time to do live streams. So live streams definitely will be coming soon. The Facecam, which I did a survey for, is on its way here, so face reveal live stream as well. I don't know when I'll do it. I still have to wait for the Facecam to arrive, but once it does, it should be a pretty good looking Facecam, hopefully. I also got to figure out how to set it up, but we'll have Facecam in videos, we'll have Facecam in streams, we'll be doing KvK, hopefully with Facecam, and then we'll just be fighting a ton. So my stream's definitely going to be quite jam-packed, lots of fighting, lots of fun, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my live streams. I live stream at a variety of times. I try to mix it up. I know a lot of people are from different parts of the world. Sometimes I'll live stream early in the morning, like 21 to 24 UTC, or 0 UTC, and sometimes I'll live stream a bit later, around this time, 11 to 13, 14, 15 UTC, somewhere around then. Those are my live stream times mainly. Sometimes I do the middle of the day as well. It just kind of depends on when I'm awake or when the fighting is. So you'll notice I do live streams quite often for my KvKs. If you scroll through my live streams, most of my live streams are KvK content. So if you want to see some KvK fighting, definitely subscribe. It's going to be a fun time. Now, I just want to say thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.